Good afternoon everybody and a very warm welcome to Mildenhall, and today we're going to be talking about my Kernow Thumper Unit, my 205 Thumper Unit, which you can probably just see just directly behind me, which is this little kitty here. Basically I've had it for some time and I've always loved the Thumper units, and we've got one on the Watercress line, which is one of the reasons why I bought it. I've travelled on it on numerous occasions and I just absolutely love the sound. However, a few days ago, about 3 days ago, 4 days ago, unfortunately the speaker packed up on it. And well, I say packed up, basically what happened is it worked its way loose from inside, even though it was secured with the fitments provided, and obviously the fitments provided weren't sturdy enough to do the job. So it came to a point where I was never really too happy with the quality of the sound that came out of that speaker to begin with anyway. So I've decided to replace the speaker, and that is exactly what I've done. So that's what the video is going to be about. And I also wanted to talk to, give a video response to Kev Bygrave, who also asked a couple of questions about various other things. One to do with the 50, one to do my double slip. So I'm just going to quickly cover those as well in this video, and then we'll wrap it up. So let's get straight to it. So here's my two-car Thumper unit from Kernow Models. And she's now been put back together again. When I bought it from Kernow, I didn't actually buy it from Kernow, I actually got it second hand from eBay. And the speaker was a bit naff. There was a problem with it, it wasn't working properly. So I replaced it with another speaker, which was the standard speaker which you get. And then that provided decent enough sound, but it wasn't that great, and I was never really happy with it. So when the speaker, like I said, came off its mounting, which was supplied, which wasn't man enough for the job, like I said, I decided to replace the speaker. So I did have this speaker spare, and I tried it. I didn't actually hear the sound off of it, but I did actually try test fitting it, and it meant that I'd have to cut up too much of the inside in order to try and fit it, which I wasn't really prepared to do. So what I decided to do is I contacted Kevin over at DCC Coastal, this is business cards, he won't mind me showing you this, and I basically purchased a Zimmo Rail exclusive speaker for it. This is what he recommended that I put in it, and I have to say, it is an expensive speaker, but it does sound really, really great, and it sounds awesome, to be honest, compared to what the fuzzy speaker sounded like. So we're going to give her a little bit of a start up, and we'll see what you think. So, let's get the passengers on. So it's the guard, let us know that we're good to go. Let the driver know that we're now clear, and the driver is now responding. So, let's go. Apologies for the... So she sounds pretty cool. Slowly crank her up. which goes around that curve. Now I've also been playing around with the CV settings as well. So I'm just going to crank her up. Now you probably heard that it changed up a gear. Now what that means is I wasn't getting that sound before when I originally purchased this DMU, and I was conscious that I couldn't hear it. I knew it was there, but I just couldn't hear it. And what it is to do with the max voltage settings on the CV. And basically, if you set it too high, it just basically means it takes too long to get up the speed curve. And if your trains aren't running quick enough, you won't hear the full range of sounds. Now a thumper like this is only travelling in real life and in scale speed at quite a low speed. Something like this, maybe slightly more. So if the max voltage and the speed curve is too high, you won't hear the low end so much because it takes too long to get there, if you see what I mean. And by lowering the max voltage, you're basically lowering the top speed and you're compressing the speed curve so everything happens more quicker, which is why now I can now hear the change up. So my thumper's at a stop at the moment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it up to 20 on my gauge master, and you'll see what I mean. You'll hear it change up, and that is a sound that I could never get before until I played around with the max voltage setting. So I'm going to take it up to 20. See, now that I didn't get before. So now that's a new sound that I've got added to my thumper unit just by changing that CB setting. Now, I don't necessarily recommend that you go around doing it if you're not sure. I've just learning this as I go along. And I knew it was there to be found because I had seen other people's thumpers from Kernow's, and they had that sound, and I was wondering where they were getting it from, and I knew it had something to do with the max voltage setting. But I'm so pleased with it now because it sounds so much better than what it did before. So overall, I'm now getting this thumper unit to where I want it to be. It's now sounding better. I've got the sounds, the extra sounds that I knew was in there. So I've just pulled them out by changing that CV, which I'm really happy about. So it's now just great. The only thing I need to do is change the the acceleration and deceleration settings on this, and then I really would have nailed it. So I'm just going to shut it down. Okay, so now I'm going to cover Kev Bygrave asked a couple of questions which I just wanted to quickly cover and answer for him. One was about my Class 50, the other one was about my double slip. So we're going to do that now. Basically, he was asking about the fans and the fan belt assembly. So I thought I'd just quickly go over that. I think he said he had one of the blue ones. And basically the fan assembly basically starts from where the fan is here to about there. And he was asking whether or not the newer 50s had the fan belt, had a working fan belt, and the answer is on a couple of mine. I think a few of my ones don't actually have them attached anymore, but the actual unit itself, the plastic mounting and the fan itself is still there, but it's not actually connected to the motor. So even it doesn't make any difference to me, to be honest, because as a matter of preparation and as a matter of course on all of my 50s, it doesn't matter how new or old they are. If they have a working fan belt, working fan, I will always disconnect the belt and remove the rubber belt from it, so it's not drawing power or current from the motor. I just get rid of it, and it's just so much easier to get rid of it. And I find it basically it runs better without it. And to be honest with you, to me it seems like a gimmick, and but it is still there. The motor, the actual new ones still have got the original housing and have got the fan belt. It's just they're not connected. And I found that with, I think it was D400 or Monarch, one of the new ones anyway, that didn't have it connected. But like I said, I will always disconnect it anyway as a matter of course. It's one of the things I do as standard when prepping my 50s whenever I get a new one. So they're all kind of standardised. I just find that certain things just don't work. It's like I said, the fan's a gimmick, and also the free link coupling that you get on the front, which is attached, which also looks very nice, but also it's a gimmick, because if you're running tension lock couplings on it, again, that can derail trains because the free link coupling will drop down and cause derailments. So these are all things that I just think to myself, look, I can live without. So that's what I do as a matter of course. Kev also asked me about my double slip and how I wired it, and the simple answer to that is I haven't. The track is literally only wired at 2 points, one for the inner loop, one for the outer loop, and that's purely because I haven't finalised the track plan at all. I mean, this is just to get some trains running, and I'm trying to work out something that I'm happy with, and I'm just playing around with a few ideas, so nothing's set in stone as such. So this double slip is just basically just sitting on the board here, and the power is just coming from the other ends of the track, so it's not wired up or anything at all. So that covers that one as well. But it is working fine for me actually. I'm not having too many issues with my double slip, but that's because it's I haven't used it much, to be honest. So until the next time, it's goodbye from me and my Thumper, and thank you for joining me today. And I hope some of this information has been useful to you, because I'm really pleased with my Thumper unit now. I've really kind of got it to where I want it to be. So like I said, until the next time, it's goodbye from Mildenhall. Goodbye.